Hey everyone, this is Jamie Castillo, and this is my video response for Unit 4, going over security measures. So pretty much the prompt says to go over a scenario by referring to the text in the video and how you would implement the plan with the 4 steps. So what security is really important. Unfortunately, in today's society, we have to look out for fires, earthquakes, which is pretty normal. Those are natural disasters. But the new ones that seem to be really popular now are terror threats and shootings. So creating an EAP is super important for big events. Even at the high school level, it's important to set up some type of emergency activation plan. So the scenario that I will use is one that I did have to go through, which was at the Staples Center. I was actually for a concert, but I mean we can use this because it's a sporting event as well. And there was a fire down the street. So there's 4 main steps. One is creating the team. Who's going to be a part of your EAP plan. And this is always going to change because you're not going to have somebody working every single day all the time. You're going to have different staff. So when you create a team, it's going to be really broad. So who's going to be, like, are you going to have police personnel? So for the Staples Center, it was LA County Police Department. You're going to have your staff that works the venue. So they had ushers and they also had the managers and security guards who like monitored the doors. You're gonna have possibly have, depending on what type of event it is. I know for football games they have several different doctors because you're at a professional football game, but also at the college and high school level, there's going to be a paramedics there and possibly some sort of like orthopedic surgeon or a doctor in that sense who can evaluate serious injuries. At Chaffey College, we definitely had a doctor on staff during football games for those reasons. Um, and any other people may be somebody who's just going to pretty much document or start the EAP for that sense. That might be the facility manager. It could also be the sports manager, depending on where they're at. So you're going to gather your team, you're going to train your team, and you're also going to help them learn the different areas of the facility. Like, what is the evacuation plan? How are you going to set people out? So in this sense, for the Staples Center, since there was a fire down the street, it wasn't super important, but they did set the fire alarm off during the middle of the concert. The lights all went out. They had the ushers come to calmly get everybody ready. And because they knew where to evacuate the people, they pretty much just set them into the lobby because the fire wasn't actually at the Staples Center. Just kind of like make sure everything was clear, everything was calm. The police, most of them, their attention was geared towards down the street, but the ones that were still at the facility just kind of helped the security guard just monitor the situation. So 2 was once you have your team set, you have to analyze the possible situations. So like I said, could be a fire, there could be an earthquake, a blackout. Maybe there's a huge flood we don't get them a lot here in California, at least not during like a sporting event. People are usually aware ahead of time, but places down back east, they do happen quite often. And then terror threats and shootings and stuff like that. So you have to analyze the possible things that may occur at your facility. If you look at LA, the Staples Center may not be flooded. We don't have really a lot of hills in downtown LA, so they don't have to really worry about that. Fires is one that they have to worry about. You don't want to, like the text said, you don't want to have to worry about a meteor hitting into the Staples Center. It doesn't happen very often, if at all. So that's something that you can pretty much overlook. The next thing to do once you analyze possible situation is to create the plan. So creating where they're going to evacuate, who's going to set it off. So if the sports manager is on the site, they're the head, they're the lead, they're the ones who are gonna, probably get on their walkie-talkies and inform everyone else and guide everyone else. You also want to have somebody who's gonna call the ambulance or the paramedics to come. You want somebody who's going to know the address of the street so that way the paramedics know exactly where to go so they're not having to deal with traffic. And you're also going to want to let the police officers and the security guards know where to direct the flow of traffic when everybody's exiting the arena. So in our case, they were exiting the Staples Center, so ushers knew exactly where to go. They knew how to get everybody out there quickly and safely. And then the last part is implementing. So kind of like how the Staples Centers did. I'm just kind of telling you how they implemented it. You want to implement it. So when the actual crisis happens, you don't want to be dumbfounded. You don't want to just kind of sit there and be like, I don't really know what to do. You have trainings. You have different types of scenarios that happen, that practice rounds, so that way the staff does know how to go through it. And so the Staples Center did an amazing job with that, and then the implementation was great, and everyone was calm. As soon as everything was clear, we got to go back to the concert, and it continued. But that's pretty much it for the security. Going over everything and just knowing that your staff knows what they're doing. If they have new staff, training that new staff, and then doing practice rounds every once in a while. I know here at the YMCA, we do practice rounds at least once a week. They'll randomly target someone, not target someone, but they randomly target an area or a department and do an EAP situation to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. So that is that. I hope everybody has a great week, and I look forward to hearing all your comments. Have a good day.